Welcome, everybody. I'm Rose Dan, Wild Reiki and Shamanic Healing, and this is day 3 of my daily live Facebook broadcasts, and I'm entitling this one Reiki for Challenging Times. For those of you who might be meeting me for the first time, I've been practicing Reiki energy healing for animals and people and teaching Reiki for 25 years. My, how time flies. I'm a Reiki master in the Usui Shiki Ryoho tradition lineage. There are many Reiki lineages today, but Usui is the first to come to the United States and takes its name from Dr. Mikao Usui, who is credited with discovering or founding this form of energy healing in Japan. And for those who might be interested, my lineage traces back to Barbara Ray, one of the original 22 Reiki masters who went on to found her own independent lineage. And I jokingly refer to her as a Reiki rebel. So Reiki is a very easy form of energy healing to learn, but that doesn't make its benefits any less profound. I've been grateful many times during my life for those benefits on behalf of my animal companions as well as my clients. But in light of the current challenge that we're facing worldwide, I am beyond grateful for the support of Reiki for myself. Self-Reiki is the foundation of the practice of Reiki. We sometimes forget that. I know that when I first got involved in Reiki, I was over the moon over the benefits that I could offer to others. It took a little while for it to dawn on me that it could be a huge benefit for myself. So for Self-Reiki, the 3 to 5 minutes per hand position helps balance us mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And from that place of being grounded, balanced, and centered, then of course we can be of greater assistance to others. In the practice of Reiki, the hand positions correspond to the chakra centers. And that's chakras in the Indian chakra system. Third eye, heart chakra, throat chakra, etc. And each of those energy centers corresponds to functions of the endocrine system. For example, the heart chakra is related to, well, the thyroid for the throat chakra. Of course, that regulates metabolism. And of course, for your heart chakra, that's related to the immune system. Particularly relevant at this time. It's part of the focus of what I'm hoping to do today is to encourage and support those of you who may not be in the habit of doing daily Self-Reiki. So, I'm basically here today to help encourage each of you to bring Reiki into your life as a living practice. The single most important thing that each of us can do right now, besides staying home, is to keep our immune system strong. And that is a benefit that definitely Reiki can offer to us. Some of the many other benefits include reduction of pain, decrease in inflammation, increase in speed of healing, and many more. I mean, I've had students that have reported all kinds of things. It changed caused them to adopt healthier lifestyles, not necessarily through willpower, but because the Reiki helped them to shift blocks that were standing in the way of their self-care. So Reiki the benefits can manifest themselves in many different ways beyond immediate response to, say, an emergency situation. Because Reiki is very helpful for first aid applications at a time when it now when it may not be advisable to visit the doctor or the hospital for something that isn't life-threatening. So Reiki can be helpful for cuts, scrapes, bumps, burns, bruises, a lot of things that can happen around the home. If you apply 5 to 10 minutes of Reiki to the affected area, which is called spot Reiki when you're not doing a complete session, that application can help to minimize or eliminate swelling, pain, and accelerate the healing process. So, regarding burns, Reiki for burns, in my personal experience, it's best to combine Reiki with the support of the plant people for greatest benefit. Just to use a personal example, I had the misfortune of giving myself a steam burn, which really hurt, and it was on the inside of my forearm, which of course is a tender area. And Reiki was not enough for the pain. Reiki alone was not enough for the pain because the tissues have lost moisture and that needs to be replaced. So if the burn isn't too bad, you can spread aloe vera gel on it and then place a covering over it and then offer Reiki from 1 to 2 inches above. And that is very effective. And you should repeat that treatment, throughout the day several times until it's healed. However, once I gave myself a really bad steam burn, the worst, and the aloe and Reiki was not enough. So in that case, I used a golden seer myrrh salve, and I can put it on the post in case. It's Country Comfort, I believe, is the name of it. And that stuff is amazing. Everybody should have it in their medicine cabinets. Old time plant medicine. So I use that salve and then a covering and then Reiki several times a day. And my arm, first of all, the pain went away immediately. And my arm healed up quickly in 2 weeks. And there was not a mark left to show where it had been burned, which is pretty amazing. Some of you may already be diligent in your practice of daily Reiki. Others of you may less so. Maybe it's occasional. And some of you may not have practiced at all for quite some time. No worries. Reiki never leaves us. Once you've received the attunements for Reiki level 1, and any of the other levels, the universal life force energy and our connection to it is always there for you to call upon at any time. So the best time to do daily self-Reiki for me is before I get out of bed, because once I hit the ground running, it may not be as easy to catch up. And I also really like starting my day from that place of balance and calm. So I set my alarm for a little bit earlier than I actually need to get up. And when it goes off, I hit the snooze button. And then I immediately go to the first hand position. And then the alarm goes off again and I move to the next hand position. So I keep repeating that until, all of the hand positions are complete and I'm ready to start my day from that place of calmness, groundedness, centeredness, and balance. Now, if you don't have time to do a complete session first thing in the day, I recommend doing the first couple hand positions, those on the head. And then throughout the day, there are usually pause opportunities, like you're waiting for your computer to boot up or you're waiting for your coffee to brew. So there's moments when you can practice the next hand position, and then so on throughout the day. Yes, you can certainly do Reiki later in the day. Some folks like to do it after they complete their work day. That's great. my suggestion is you don't have to set up a special time, like having the mood music on and the candles going, etc. It can be very practical. You can do, for example, the solar plexus after you've had lunch. It's a great place to help digestion. If you're doing it at the end of the day, some of you, like to watch the news. I don't suggest that's the best time to do your Reiki, especially not now. While it's not necessary to set up special circumstances, it's better to do your Self-Reiki when you're not being emotionally challenged. So whatever you're watching on television should be neutral or positive. And that does help to keep things flowing in the right direction. For those of you who are all Reiki practitioners, I'd like to take this time here to just kind of briefly have a little bit of application of Reiki for the hand positions. And I'm going to take my glasses off for this. I only really need them for reading, not for Reiki. So, we're going to go through the hand positions. Those of you who might not be Reiki practitioners are welcome to follow along. We do have our own natural energy systems. It's not the same as receiving the attunements. I had occasion, I talked to a lot of students over the years. I've been blessed from time to time to have a student who comes from like a traditional family lineage of healers. Usually they're women, and it seems to go from mother to daughter, and they weren't trained. It's just natural ability. And so I took the opportunity to ask them, when they had received the attunements and had a chance to practice, what their experiences were. Was it different than before receiving the attunements? And each of them said the same exact thing, which was that they felt that the energy was stronger, and also that they didn't get tired. Because one of the really lovely things about, I said Reiki was easy to learn. It is. Once you receive the attunement process, what we then do is train you in how to offer sessions to yourself and to others. But it doesn't use your energy. The attunement opens up your energy channels, connects you to the universal life force energy, which is all the energy that is all around us. It's limitless, it's boundless. And of course, it's not our personal energy, so we don't end up becoming tired. There are other energy healing systems. One of them is Qigong, which you do have to study for a number of years in order to build up inner stores of energy that you can share with others. But that store must be replenished. That's the beauty of Reiki, that we're constantly able to connect with that outside energy that comprises everything. It's part of everything. Sorry, Night Sky apparently decided that there was a cat out there that he didn't like. And let me just check and see if that's Manitou trying to get in, because it's raining. Night Sky. Manitou. Manitou. Come on, Manitou. No. Well, isn't that the way it goes when you work from home? One wet cat, and I might get interrupted by the mailman because I've got boxes going out, and of course they were getting soaked. So, pardon, it's live, it's real. Let's just take a moment to put our feet on the floor, And the beauty of Reiki for level 1 and all the other levels is it's hands-on, Reiki on. Now, for those of you who are attuned and trained in Reiki level 2 and above, for these hand positions, you have the option of applying the first symbol, which I will not name, or possibly the second and first symbol. I'm of the school of thought that there is emotional spiritual healing benefits for all of the hand positions, not just the emotional spiritual one. I will, because there are a number of Reiki 2 and above folks here, include the emotional spiritual hand position in this practice, which will bring us to 11 hand positions. So I'm just going to kind of take you through the hand positions and kind of just remind folks of what the benefits are for each of them. So, first hand position. This is wonderful for third eye, intuition, tired eyes. Many of us are spending a lot more time watching TV or on the computer. So, helps with eye strain. Sinuses, helps them to drain. That was one of the biggest benefits I had. And of course, facial and jaw tension. Who doesn't have that right now? So, the next hand position, along the sides of the face. This also helps, oh gosh, trying to orient this on the screen is so funny. I'm just going to go by how it feels rather than how it looks. So, helps to drain the sinuses. Also helps with headaches. The first hand position does as well. Helps to drain the eustachian tubes if your hands are positioned, by or below your ears. So, basically helps keep things moving in the head. The next hand position is the right and left sides of the back of the head. And here's where a swivel chair comes in handy. So, one hand stacked above the other. This is a great hand position, especially when you're lying in bed. It's ever so comfortable. I like to do this one last thing at night. Helps to calm the mental mind monkeys that are going over everything that happened during the day. So, it's also helpful for headaches. Does help to keep the lymph glands flowing. There's all kinds of systems all over the head. So, next hand position is the top of the head and the back of the head. For those of you who are Reiki 1, this will be an additional hand position that you would learn in Reiki level 2. It's the emotional spiritual hand position. There is emotional spiritual healing that's available for any level of Reiki, but this kind of ups it, if you will, increases it. And for Reiki level 2 and above folks, a reminder that this is definitely where you use both the second symbol and the first symbol. Okay. Next is the throat chakra, and we don't choke ourselves. So hands loosely at the base of the throat. And you set your intention for the front and the back of the chakra, because chakras have two sides, and it's very difficult to turn ourselves into pretzels. I can reach back there, but it's not very comfortable. So, setting intention, it's very, very simple. It's just intending. When you get up in the morning, your intention is to get dressed. Is that something you think about and you talk yourself through? No. You're like, okay, it's time to get up. And it's, okay. Energy flows the front and back chakra. That's it. Don't have to focus on it. You don't have to think anything, do anything. So the throat chakra is first of all, the thyroid, but secondly, which helps regulate metabolism. But secondly, it's also the place where we have a tendency to not voice everything. Well, at least not verbally. We swallow a lot of things. And so this helps to get that flow going. Don't you love telemarketers? So, next hand position is the heart chakra. So hands one over the other in the center of the chest. Again, setting intention for the front and the back of the chakra. Just allowing the energy to flow. This for a spot hand position, spot Reiki, in other words, not a whole session like all the hand positions. Right now, this is a really good place to do some extra Reiki support to help keep your immune system strong. It helps the lungs, it helps with drainage, it helps the heart. There are many other, organs in that area, blood flow, etc. So, and not to mention, of course, that, the emotional aspect of everything that we're dealing with. So, an excellent hand position. So stand up for the next one so that you can all see. So solar plexus, just underneath the pecs or the bra line. You can do this, or you can do this, which might be more comfortable. And again, you set your intention for the front and the back of the chakra. Now, digestion, very important, because right now we're having to digest not just food, but a lot of things that are coming our way. We tend to react to things through the gut. And, there's an expression that says, if you don't have your digestion, you don't have health. There's a lot of truth to that. It's also the place where we can experience anxiety, butterflies in the stomach. So, another good hand position, and one that you could incorporate, after eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snacks. Although right now, some of us may be having too many snacks. Although my snacking's cut down because I can't just run to the store and get whatever I want. So, gotta laugh about some of this. The next hand position is the sacral chakra. So that's approximately where your belly button is, but if you need to know, here's the solar plexus. The root chakra would be down in the pubic bone area, and so it's going to be right in between. So again, it can be like this, or it can be like this. And just setting your intention for the front and the back of the chakra. And it's a great area again for digestion, for helping to shift emotional things, older things too. Right now, our challenging times are calling up a lot of emotions, triggering things from childhood, feelings of insecurity and not being safe. So another good area to focus on. And I'm sorry, I'm swaying. I have a tendency to tend to move. So, next hand position is the root chakra. And we do non-invasive hand positions, so step back just a little bit here. So it's hands on the hips, okay? So for Reiki level 1, know that you're within 1 to 2 inches, of the chakra. The energy is going to flow to where it needs to go. And again, setting intention for the front and the back of the chakra. Root chakra, the seed of healing for physical issues, challenges. It's definitely a good place to work to help keep us strong in these challenging times. Good. So, knees are considered an alternate hand position, at least the way I was taught, but I'd like to keep them upright and not have knee replacement surgery. We're living longer these days. You may not be able to see this, but You put a hand on top of each knee. That's usually the easiest way to do it. You can put a hand behind one knee and on top of the same knee. That's called a Reiki sandwich, when you sandwich the joint or body part between your hands. But I feel if your feet are on the floor, it's much easier to put a hand on top of each knee and then just set your intention for the front and the back of the chakra. I don't know if it's true for many of us right at the moment, but if you do spend a lot of time on your feet, you can get very tired. And working on your knees and working on your feet, which we'll get to next, just a couple minutes of Reiki can really help with that sort of fatigue. Good. So, feet. Prove I'm limber. Here's a foot. One hand on top of the foot, the other hand on the bottom of the foot. And you can rest it, on your opposite knee. So, for those of you who might be familiar with reflexology, there are each organ in the body has a corresponding area on the bottom of the foot. I'm not a reflexology practitioner, but I like to think that, if I don't have time to do a complete session, if I could just do my feet, then, that's at least going to be beneficial. So, Reiki sandwich for one foot, and then of course we don't want the other foot to feel left out. So switching feet, hand on the top and a hand on the bottom of the foot. And if you happen to have shoes on or socks on, doesn't matter. Reiki energy flows through. We think of matter as being solid, but of course scientists have proven that there's space between those atoms. So energy isn't blocked by what we consider physical matter. It flows through. So no worries. You can keep your shoes on if you want. So that's a review of the Reiki hand positions. Again, I strongly encourage each of you to find a way to incorporate Reiki into your daily life for yourself. It is wonderful to be able to offer it to others. That's not the scope of today's talk, but if we don't fill our wells, so to speak, even though we're not using our own energy, we still need to be grounded, balanced, and centered to be able to hold space or to support others. So this is where the proper practice of energy healing starts, is with self-care. Tomorrow I think I'm going to focus on, for Reiki level 2 practitioners and above, how to best utilize the benefits of the symbols and distance Reiki in these challenging times. So it might be a little shorter than today, but we'll see. As Rose, how can we give back to you, say thank you, or help you if you need anything? Wow. Well, first of all, writing thanks is always welcome. Testimonials, although I usually apply them to full-on trainings rather than what I'm doing right here. Spreading the word, sharing it with others. Because in these changing times, I'm terrible at marketing. So, the more people perhaps who know about the type of services that I offer, both in teaching and in healing, the better I'll be able to support my cats and myself, because we're all a little bit challenged right now. But I'm doing this not because I'm expecting to gain something from it, although I certainly welcome abundance, I'm doing it because I felt a really strong push. I felt how many people are struggling, and I know that without what I've learned and that I practice or try to every day, how lost I would feel. I can't imagine my life without what I've learned and the allies that I've gained. So this is just my way of trying to remind others or share things perhaps that people don't know, things that they can do while we're all at home. All right. Well, I think that that'll be it for today. Hey, Manitou, come say hi or goodbye. I know how much everybody loves you. This is Manitou who decided to come in out of the rain. Say hi. Say good boy. Yes. Handsome fella. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Have wonderful times with your family and your animal companions. Yes, I love you too. Take care. See you tomorrow.